What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. Today was a crazy start to 2022 as we had Tesla stock rise by nearly 14% today. We had Apple break the $3 trillion market cap, you can say, and it was a crazy day. So make sure you guys stick around to the end. We have a lot of great plays for tomorrow and a lot of important news. But Tom, let's get right into it.
Yeah, like you said, Mike, today was a crazy trading day. We can see the SPY started off, it ended up tanking down and then roaring right back up. And I think Apple really helped the SPY go up today, along with Tesla. These two stocks are huge, and we can see that they ended up exploding. Apple was up 2.5% and actually became the first $3 trillion company by market cap today. That's an awesome thing to see. And they actually tripled their valuation in under 4 years. And analysts at CNBC see plenty of room for this one to keep running. And apparently they had some really good numbers from the holiday season. Apparently they sold 27 million pairs of their newest AirPods over the holidays, along with good watch numbers and everything else like that. It's just really good to see these numbers coming in really good for them. And man, they are getting really close. Well, actually, they made new all-time highs today. So that's awesome to see them hit this $3 trillion mark.
Yeah, and it's crazy to hear you say that Apple has tripled their valuation in under 4 years. That is crazy. And Apple is just one of those powerhouse companies where they're kind of like a growth company because they're always innovating and, you know, they have so many things working for them. But at the same time, they're also kind of like a safe haven because of their crazy cash flow and their stability. So it's just a powerhouse. And Tom, $3 trillion, that's crazy.
It is. I cannot believe we're saying that for a U.S. company. You know, I bet a few years ago, whenever Apple was still under like $1 trillion or around maybe 2 trillion, people would have never thought we got to 3 trillion this quickly. But it's awesome to see. And like you said, they're big innovators. And you know what's been awesome to see with Apple is that it's not even just the phones or the AirPods or anything. They're talking about getting into the electric car business even. And man, they just keep innovating. They just keep their name in the headlines, and they've been doing so well.
You know it. So, Tom, tell us about Tesla. This one was like stealing the headlines today.
Yeah, it was. Before Apple hit 3 trillion, man, Tesla had a great early morning. We can see on the daily chart, they started to really gap up. They broke this key trend line on my chart. It looks really good, I think, the way they broke out today. And we can see on the intraday movement, they just continued up all day long, touching up above $1,200 here at the end of the day, after reporting record vehicle deliveries for 2021. And, you know, these electric vehicle companies have been under some flack over the past few years for vehicle production. And Tesla came in beating the analyst expectation. They came in with 936,000 vehicles for 2021, beating expectations of 897,000. So that's awesome to hear. And anytime you get good production numbers from a company like Tesla, it definitely shoots the stock up. And man, it was awesome, up 13%. I mean, we haven't had a day like this in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while, but it was awesome to see. So, Tom, you already know a lot of people are watching this one for tomorrow. So what are the resistance and support levels to watch out for?
Yeah, looking at Tesla, as we start to rise here, we passed above this key $1,200 resistance right at the end of the day today. I was actually expecting that to end up holding up a little bit more, but we ended up flying right up through that. So use $1,200 as a good intraday support for tomorrow. If we fall below 1,200, then I'm seeing 1175 after that. But to the upside, 1250 is going to be my main resistance up there. We can see that's right around that all-time high. And if we break 1250, I could see Tesla starting to really break out. But, you know, I would definitely watch for a nice move up to that.
Sounds great. So good stuff there. And do we have any other important news from today?
Nothing too crazy for now. I will say OPEC is going to meet tomorrow, which could make these oil stocks go a little bit crazy. We can see that they ended up going up today, but OPEC has been trying to make the price of oil go down a little bit. So maybe we'll see the oil companies start to drop. And then also we have the Fed minutes coming out on Wednesday that's going to highlight exactly what they talked about in that last FOMC meeting.
Sounds great. So with that being said, let's get right into the momentum plays for tomorrow. With the first one, we have RCL to the upside.
Yeah, with Royal Caribbean, go ahead and make them break above that high of day at 81.75. I will say there's a little bit of resistance around $82 as well.
Sounds good. With the next one, we have Corsair also to the upside.
Yeah, Corsair's looking pretty good here. Go ahead and make them break above 22.10.
All right. Last but not least, we have PayPal also to the upside.
Yeah, PayPal did amazingly well. They broke out above that 194 level, make them break above 196.
All right, so we're watching these three stocks for potential day trades to the upside tomorrow, only if they break above the levels Tom listed. But Tom, let's showcase that bot play really quickly. We can see the hybrid bot called out PayPal call options early in the morning today, around $256 each, and it ran all the way up to $335 each later in the day. This was like just under a 31% pop. So if you trade options, and especially if you day trade, definitely check out the first link in the description and the comments down below for daily options, swing trades, day trades, access to custom bots, and access to an awesome community. You can cancel at any time, and we have a coupon running, so definitely check it out. On average, each bot play pops for like 33.6%, and it's pretty good for especially for day trades. So definitely check it out. First link in the description and the comments down below. But before we proceed, I want to shout out our member of the day, and that is your boy Dan Dan. So huge shout out Dan Dan. Thanks for being a great member of the community. You've been with us for quite some time now, and you're pretty active and pretty positive in the chat. So huge shout out to you. Thank you so much for all of your positivity and activity. But with that being said, Tom, let's get right into these comments from the previous video. And with the first comment, we have Harbolt mentioning NVIDIA. So Tom, what do you think about NVIDIA?
I thought that I was honestly expecting these chip stocks to take a little bit of a tumble this week, but I will say they looked pretty strong early on today. They did pass up above that $300 resistance level. As long as $300 holds up as a good support, I think they could be pretty good for tomorrow. But I'm honestly looking at them to go down a little bit more of on the daily chart. But I will say they were very explosive today, and I'm definitely going to keep my eye on them because if they do continue up tomorrow, I might have to wait to short them for a little while longer.
Yeah, so chip stocks like NVIDIA and AMD are definitely powerhouses, and they should be great for the long term, but for the short term, I'm just a little bit bearish on them. But either way, they're definitely good for the long term. Then with the next comment, we have C asking about Clover. How's that one looking?
This one actually did very good today. It popped up 8.8%. We can see on the daily chart, it popped back up, but intraday, it did very, very well, popping from 3.75 at the lows today, all the way to highs of $4.10, which is pretty good, up 8% for a low price stock like this. So I'm glad to see Clover doing well today. We did see the growth stocks actually do fairly well today, Mike. We saw DraftKings, I believe, a lot of stocks ended up doing decent. Let's go check out DraftKings. Actually, we can see they ended up in the green at least, which is good, but some did better than others. I know Clover and Lucid were two that were kind of leading my watch list today, and Clover really surprised me because they've been getting beaten down lately. So I'm really waiting for this one to start to come back.
For sure. And then we have Fishing mentioning eBay and SIG. So eBay's looking okay. It's definitely not great. And it's at a point right now where it's not super discounted. So I don't love it for a dip buy. But at the same time, it doesn't really have too much upwards momentum either. So for me, it's just not really a play.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like it too much either. I will say I like it for the longer term for shares. I think that the dip is fairly good, but like Mike said, I think it could definitely go down a little bit more as well. But I will say I like it for the longer term, and at least they're in the e-commerce industry. That's a pretty hot sector to be in.
Yeah, it's I don't think it's bad. I just don't love it. You know what I mean? When I have opportunities with DraftKings or Corsair or AI or Logitech or Boeing or all these other good opportunities, I would just rather get them rather than eBay.
Yeah, me too. I would as well. And eBay is going to be a more of a slower mover. We can see it does pretty well, but not as well as some of these other ones. And honestly, Amazon's been pretty good too. So I've been waiting for Amazon to kind of break those all-time highs as well.
For sure. And then he also mentioned SIG, which actually had an awesome day today. So what do you think about this one?
Yeah, this one was crazy. If I would have seen this one before the explosion, it would have been nuts. But man, it really exploded up today. I will say it's right around that $100 resistance level up there. But other than that, I will say it had a very good day, and I would definitely look for a bit of a continuation tomorrow. I'm not saying it's going to, retest 100, but you can see it kind of looked like it would try to consolidate there at the end of the day.
Absolutely. So, Tom, do you have any last minute stocks, options, or anything for tomorrow?
Man, stocks did very well today from Tesla to Apple. We even had Lucid doing well, Clover doing well. I was so glad to see some of these EV companies like NIO start to turn back around, along with XPEV. Well, actually, XPEV ended up falling, but they were up. They were doing very well in pre-market. But in the end, a lot of these EV companies did very well. Some of them made some sympathy moves with Tesla, kind of like Ford actually did very well today. So really, I have the EVs in my sights right now. And then I'm really watching these banks, Mike. I know that they haven't had too many good headlines, but like we said in the live stream earlier today, these banks were very explosive today. And honestly, like Bank of America is moving off of a pretty good trend line on the daily chart here. I think it looks like a pretty good setup.
There we go. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you trade options, definitely check out the first link in the description and the comments down below. You can cancel at any time, and we have a coupon running. So definitely consider that. Daily option swing trades, day trades, and access to an awesome community. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. But other than that, thanks for watching.